probably, I don't know, a month and a half ago, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, not really sure. I have a separate account that like I put money in off and on throughout the year for Christmas because I have 7 kids. So you can imagine, like, if you celebrate Christmas and you do gifts for your kids, you almost have to take out a loan in order to do Christmas. So I have another account that I was putting money into specifically for Christmas, and like a month and a half ago or so, the Lord said, give all of that to a certain place. And I'm like, God, this is the wrong time of the year to empty that account. Like a month away. And he goes, no, I've got that taken care of. Don't worry about it. Give that. And I was like, all right. And it's one of those things where when you know that you hear the Lord, you don't argue very long. You might try to get your opinion in a little bit, but you're ultimately going to do what he said. And so went ahead and just gave it. And then this week, out of nowhere, somebody came and said, hey, they gave us a little more than 2.5 times what I had set aside and said, this is for your family for Christmas. I want them to have the best Christmas ever. And so that's just one of those things like God takes care of his promises. We just have to be obedient and trust him. And in our own strength, that can be hard at times, but we have to realize that he works outside that box. And when what he promises, what he says, will come to pass. You have to have an expectancy, right? And when I did that, it's like I'm so grateful that the Lord over the last 6-7 years has really like worked with us on walking out faith in him financially to come through. Because he does. Like when we move, when we do all these different things, like every single time, he'll be like, all right, go ahead and do this. And it's like, God, there are no funds for that. But okay, you said to do it. I'm going to obey. And, the more we learn to hear him and recognize that voice, the more accurate it becomes every single time. And so, there were hiccups along the way where we didn't discern correctly. And then it was like, oh, and God, you got to bail us out. And then there were times where, it was spot on. And then over time, that discerns, just like operating the prophetic, just like operating all these other things, it grows and you become more confident in it. You become more confident in God. And when your confidence increases, the level of faith that's displayed in your life increases with it. Amen.